Okay, this is a pretty long video, and I wanted to have this introduction because I wanted everybody to see this because there's something to learn from every video, and there's a reason that you practice with the Auto Trader. If you want to do a combine, you need to practice. You need to get your money management down. You need to get your emotions in check, and you practice because when you look back at how you traded in practice, you can see what you should do and what you should not do. And in this video, there's a huge lesson, and the huge takeaway from this video here is I should have just let the Auto Trader trade and not interfered with it. My call on how the market would play out and my analysis was perfect, spot on, but what I didn't do is I should have just left my stop in place and let the Auto Trader trade, and that's not what I did. And anyway, you watch the video, and then at the end of the video I'll show the chart, how it played out after I stopped trading. Okay, hello everyone. It's Thursday, April 2nd, and it's about 6 minutes before the 3 o'clock hour, the last hour of trading. And as I've always contended, there's always an opportunity in the last hour of trading. And me living here in Hawaii, you know, when I get up, it's usually 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I can't really trade until then. So I have to learn to trade in the last hour of trading. Now, the way I determine if there's going to be a trade in the last hour is to look at a 30-minute chart. And if this bar closes up in 6 more minutes, then I believe then the market wants to resolve to the upside, because this what we have here, here's the open, so we have a high up here, and then the market came down and made a higher low here. The test was at the weekly 50% extension of the range, so this is 50% of the weekly range right here, and you can see it hit it right about to the numbers. So there's also a transition going on this chart here. So this is the 60 EMA, the 20 EMA, and this thick line is the adaptive EMA. So all the averages are coming together here, and what I want to do is at the depending on where this closes, and I think it looks like it wants to close to the upside. So I'm going to engage the Auto Trader long and see if we can get filled. And I think this wants to resolve to the upside. And I think what I'm going to do is engage our horizontal trend line. If we get a break of 75.28, so basically if it crosses above this level here, it's going to take us into the market, and I think we're going to get filled. And there you have it. We got filled right there. I think this is going to basically go higher. Here's our 30-minute chart again, and this bar is definitely going to close higher, this 30-minute bar right here. So you can all see that. And if this 30-minute bar closes higher, then we have a higher low and a chance for this to come up and at least test the highs of the day. And I think that's what's going to happen here. My computer clock and my time and sales are not in sync. Time and sales is telling me it's 2:58, so We got a couple of minutes. I'm basically front running the 30-minute bar here, but I think this is going to play out because note all these bars are all higher lows here and higher highs. Hard to tell in the Heikin-Ashi, but Alright, so the Heikin-Ashi bars form a little bit different, but you can see the bid and ask up here on the upper right and the P&L. So on this chart, there's a 1020 goal, so it's 204 ticks. And let's see if it can make it up to 7580. This is the 987 tick chart. I showed a Heikin-Ashi chart. So on your 987 tick, you can see how the bars are actually forming. And this was from earlier in the day. This chart, using the open range filter, hit its goal here early on. But what I'm trying to show here is, you know, how you can use a setup to engage the auto trader. Really, had I gone long here where the bars turned blue and the auto trader could have got filled, but I did not engage the auto trader right here, we would have hit our goal, but hindsight's always 20/20. This is unfolding in real time. Even though it's sim, it's great practice for a combine and reducing your risk. I'm going to bring my stop in a little bit. So with these buttons here in the auto trader, with the click of a mouse you can reduce your stop by half, or you can bring it to break even, or you can trail by a bar. That's what trail high-low is. The set trail stop is that if you need to, say, have 50 ticks profit before your stop kicks in, but you only have, say, 25 ticks, then you could actually put your trailing stop into effect by clicking this button. Note that in support of this trade, there's a ABC pattern right here. There's a low, a high, and then a higher low. So a break of this line would have been a justifiable entry for a trade right here at 7,500 level. And as the market breaks at around numbers too, that would be a valid entry point. So I'm quite a bit late on the trade here. Waiting to the 3 o'clock hour. The move really started at the 2:30 hour. Right here was the low. And so I've always said that the trading on the half hour is often valid, and you can see that here. So it's just a couple of minutes before 2:30 Eastern. I'm actually going to move my stop a little further away here. Probably back down here to the moving averages. Okay, round numbers of resistance. The market's trading at 79.50, and if it can't get past that, it's worrisome. It needs to get above 56 and a quarter, and then I think we'll see a burst to the upside. Remember, your true bid and ask is up here in the upper right. So this is a real battle here, and it's hard to tell which way it's going to go, but we still have slightly higher lows here, but unable to get past here. So this is basically forming a kind of triangle pattern or a consolidation here. It's going to break one way or the other. It's just got to get above this level here. And this is a little bit encouraging, the higher lows here. But making another attempt on this 56 level. Well, here we are at 56 again, 59. Needs a decisive break above this area. It looks like it's happening. Yes. We only need to get to 80 and we hit our goal. I see 74 printing. I'm gonna bring my stop in. Wow, what a grind. Alright, so if I was actually trading a combine, I would think about getting out and just being happy with $600 profit. Because if it hits my stop, I'll only have 200 or 300. At the same time, I'm trying to give it room because it is in an uptrend. Just such a grind higher.
I'm sure it's good. Yeah. Okay, so this is a secure site and it is in fact your site.
Okay, so we were stopped out and ended up with 370, and that really sucks. But that's the way it goes. I'm gonna turn on shorts and see if we get taken short. This is all it goes. I'm gonna get long again. I think it's gonna come back up. I think this was just a pullback to the 20. On the 987 tick, pull back to the 20. Okay, so as you can see, I got stopped out of the trade, and now I want to show the chart what actually happened after this. The big lesson to be learned here, and I'll explain that in a minute when I show the chart how the market played out. Okay, so here's how the market played out. Here's where I got stopped out. Notice this is that pullback to the 60 EMA right on the numbers. This is just a perfect pullback setup. Now, my original stop, if you notice the video, was down here at about 75.04. And of course I chose to move it up as the trade progressed, but had I left the original stop where it was at 75.04 and let the trade play out, I also made the mistake of turning shorts on here, but even if I would have taken the shorts, a short here, probably would have made it up on this run up, because here's the close of the market way up here. So had I just left it alone, let the auto trader do its thing, this would have hit its $1,000 goal. At this point, it went up as high as $900 profit. I was $100 away, and I was tempted to close the trade right there, but this happened pretty quickly. Anyway, the point of all this is you can really learn from your mistakes. What I need to do is I need to go back in here and try to start trading probably more like at the 1 o'clock hour. So, which I do get up early enough for that. I have to get up a little bit earlier to be prepared to trade at 1 o'clock. But there's a couple of good opportunities between the last 2 or 3 hours of trading. Actually, be prepared to trade at 2 o'clock, because notice at 2:30 was this low, and then this really nice move here. So the auto trader is great for practicing to qualify for a combine, to get your money management straight. And if you're going to do, like I would suggest, is that you engage the auto trader when you see these kind of moves. And I tried to teach how I would use 30-minute bars to gauge where the market is going to have a turning point like this. So here's that 30-minute chart I showed. This was the low, and then this bar closed about halfway up, but as this bar was forming, it was not going lower, and the close was greater than the open, and this resulted in this kind of trend here. So learning to recognize that on your 30-minute bars can be really helpful. And of course you could see this on 5-minute bars or 15-minute bars, but I guess the point of everything is practice and keep notes on your trading, and keep making improvements. This would have been a good entry point. This would have been better, but the clues are all there, which is basically higher highs and higher lows. This was just a little bit deeper pullback, but it was still a higher low than this one here. Okay, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it.